I am here to review Money in the Bank 2014. So let's cut the crap and just do it. So during the pre-show, or the kickoff, if you will, Daniel Bryan came out. The crowd went nuts. He says, he doesn't quite know when he's going to be able to return. He might need another surgery, but he promises to come back bigger and better than ever. Bo Dallas. It's interrupted by Bo Dallas. Bo Dallas comes out and says, you may not be able to climb that ladder tonight, but you can still climb the ladder of life and get back to the top. And Daniel Bryan says he was acting like a boner. All right, Daniel Bryan, you got me. I laughed. And then he tells him to leave and get out of here. Solid pre-show segment. I mean, sure, not bad. Anyways, let's get to the main card. It was going to be a two-match card, basically, but let's get into it. You got the tag team championship match kicking it off. Usos against the Wyatt family. What in the hell is the Wyatt family's theme song? I can't get over how ridiculous it sounds. It sounds like a 7-year-old trying to make like a horror song. I don't even know how to explain it. Anyways, the Usos end up getting the win. This was for how much I did not care about this going in. This ended up being a pretty good match. I mean, I was entertained throughout. There was a lot of times where it looked like the Wyatts were going to get the win, and then the Usos would come at the last second, make a save, and just keep going back and forth and back and forth. It looked like it was going to end a bunch of times. It didn't. Usos ended up getting the win. They hit a double splash. One of them tags in, and the other one immediately tags in again, so they both can hit a splash off the top. They retain. You don't know what's going to happen from here, who the Usos are going to go on to face. Maybe the team that won later. We'll talk about it. And the Wyatts just keep on losing, apparently. That's just what happens. The Divas title match, one of 2 Divas matches on the card. Excuse me. You got Paige, still the champion, taking on Naomi. Naomi was whooping some ass throughout the whole thing. And you have this thing on the outside where Cameron, being way, in my eyes, it was like, okay, so you came out, you were celebrating, you were doing your whole thing with her. It's probably a nitpick, but subtle is a word that comes to mind with your intentions. Every time Naomi gets hit, you're laughing. And if she does something good, you're pissed off. Like, be a little more subtle. Like, you don't think Naomi is going to be able to watch this tape back and be like, bitch, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? It's like, what is going on here? But match didn't go how I thought, because while Cameron was being overly ridiculous with her, facial expressions and too telling, she didn't interfere. Paige ends up just getting the win clean, which, whatever. It's the Divas. You can't complain. What are you going to complain about? So yeah, Paige is still the champion. Who knows who or when she's ever going to lose that thing. I guess we'll see. Then we got Adam Rose taking on Paul Revere. Damian Sandow, my man, he's coming out as any and everybody. And I find it hilarious. I mean, you feel for the guy from where he was to where he is now, but it's entertaining. At the very least, it is entertaining. Adam Rose gets the win. Nothing real big to talk about here. It's Adam Rose versus Paul Revere. And saying that is really all I need to do. So there you go. One of the main points of this card was going to be the Money in the Bank match for the contract. Rollins, Ambrose, Ziggler, Kofi, Rob Van Dam, Jack Swagger, and it was supposed to be Bad News Barrett. But if you saw SmackDown, or if you did, I'm sure you hurt his shoulder injury, because Jack Swagger's a piece of shit. Anyways, this one, I think it was to be expected. I don't know. I didn't personally talk to people out there in the YouTube world, but I'm pretty sure people expected this to be the better one, and in my eyes it was. RVD had some sick spots. He was doing some nut stuff as usual. Kofi did the thing where he flew off the ladder, landed on the top rope, then flew out. Kofi and Dolph were going at it for a while. Dean Ambrose and Rollins, obviously the feud there. They had some good interaction. Huge superplex from the top of the ladder from Ambrose onto Rollins. There was a point in this match, I kid you not, and if you saw it, don't lie. As unrealistic as you've thought in your head, for a second, we all thought at that one point Kofi Kingston was about to win this shit. Everyone was down. They see the hard thing about these kind of matches is the camera angles, because other than like hearing a crowd reaction, you can't tell what's going on. They did a great job, because sometimes you'll see it, but then you can see the guy sneaking in. It was just up on Kofi, and you're like, he's gonna do it. Like, it's about time. Like, he's not my favorite guy, but I'm not gonna complain. Whatever, he does his thing. But wasn't he happy? I think it was Dolph that ended up coming in and breaking that up. But then at one point, Dean Ambrose injures himself pretty bad. I guess re-injures his shoulder. Everyone's coming out looking at him. He's freaking out. He's like, oh, no. He heads to the back. The match continues on for a little while. Seth Rollins starts climbing up the ladder. All of a sudden, the crowd goes nuts, and Dean Ambrose is heading back down, and he came up, knocks Rollins off. He's climbing. He's going to win the ladder. Boom, fire. Kane comes out, drags him off, allows Seth Rollins to climb, grab the briefcase. Totally fine with this. Thought Seth Rollins was going to win. Wanted Seth Rollins to win. I'm okay with this. It's building to the story of he joined the Authority. Why? Right here. He's Mr. Money in the Bank now, so he's looking pretty justified here. So we'll see how long, when, where, how, all the fun stuff that gets to come along with this, which is why I like the Money in the Bank concept. Next match, we had Goldust and Stardust taking on Ryback. Stardust, man. You the real MVP, Stardust. You the real MVP. I like these guys. I'm telling you, the theme, it just cracks me up. I like it. Goldust and Stardust get the win over Ryback. Nothing major to talk about here except for Stardust is real MVP. He's my boy. But yeah, they get the win. Is this going to be one of those things where it lasts for a long time? Is it going to be a short stint? Is it going to be one of those things where midway through a match, his gold face paint rubs off and he looks at himself and realizes he is in fact Cody Rhodes, and it messes his mind? I don't know. And is it going to lead to eventually Cold Dust? Ooh, let me be that third member, Cold Dust. Maybe blue and shit. Frozen, baby. But yeah, is it going to lead to Goldust versus Cody Rhodes somewhere down the line? We'll have to see. But it's entertaining as hell for now. Especially, every time Goldust makes reference to him being the normal one of the two now, that's just funny. All right, then we got Rusev versus Big E again. They had a match. Was it the last paper? I don't remember if it was. I think it was a Payback. Same sort of thing. Big E is a preacher now. He's here for all the people out there. I'm like, what is going on? I think it makes me laugh. I don't know if that's the intention, but I laugh. It's good stuff. Rusev does get the win with the accolade again, the submission. But at least this time, Big E, it looked like, Rusev was just kind of being nonchalant about it. Big E started battling out. He almost got to his feet, and then Rusev really had to lock it in. You could see it, in his eye. He sold it well in his eyes. Like, okay, I gotta actually go all in for this. Big E ends up tapping out, and they drop the Russian flag, and they do their thing. I don't know what they're building towards. Him versus American Hulk Hogan, brother. Wow, Jack Swagger. Like, what? What are we doing here? John Cena. It happened. But yeah, there was a couple cool spots. Like, Rusev, he's not my favorite guy, but he can do some cool stuff. Same with Big E, so it was all right. And then the greatest match of all time, maybe Layla versus Summer Rae with Fandango as the guest referee. Hashtag let me get that Fandango ref shirt, cause please. So you got Layla backstage talking about how she's got the big boobies, and Summer Rae's like, I got the long legs, and you're just a little midget. What is happening right now? I got boner references. We got titties, and what is going on here? Anyways, this match did happen, and throughout the match, you've got Layla trying to distracting Fandango. Summer Rae's choking Layla with her foot and posing with her leg, and Fandango was having a great time. Layla does end up getting the win, and then Fandango makes out with her and leaves with Layla. Summer Rae's crying in the ring. That's what it was. So apparently, while there was no stipulation, this was for Fandango. That's what the match was for. So there you go. And then we get to the ladder match for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship that Daniel Bryan had to vacate. You got Sheamus, Roman Reigns, Randall Keith Orton. It's a great match. Kane, Bray Wyatt, Del Rio, and Cesaro and John Cena. Like I said, this one wasn't as good as the other one in my opinion, but it did have its spots. You know, Sheamus. He's Jameis. His gimmick is set up a ladder that stretches from the announce table to the thing, and more than not, usually end up going through that ladder. Kane, as we saw earlier, he was in there to be the enforcer for, in this case, Randy Orton, but in the grand scheme of things, for the Authority. Del Rio was in there because I think he qualified before they knew what this was going to be for. Cesaro had some cool spots, you know, people jumping off, and he was doing uppercuts to people from off the ladder. Cena, he does Cena stuff, whatever. You know, Bray Wyatt, he had some cool things. He had the crowd pumping up when his entrance went all the cell phones out was sick. You know, Randy Orton he got busted up fast. Roman Reigns threw a ladder, Ricochet nailed him in the face. Top of his head was bleeding. It wasn't really a... Well, I'll get into it later. And then Roman Reigns. Oh, I understand when people say he's not ready, it's too early for him. But I didn't give a shit. Right when this started, I was all aboard. I just said, just go with it. Just take a chance, take a risk, go with it, let him win, and see what happens. Because what else is going on? But yeah, it wasn't the case. Sheamus didn't win. Roman Reigns didn't win. Kane didn't win. Bray Wyatt did not win. Alberto Rio did not win. Cesaro did not win. Now, I'm not going to say that I was a part of the ABC crew, a.k.a. going into this match. I was not a part of anyone but Cena. Because, by God, I'll take Cena over Del Rio. And I'll take Cena over Sheamus. I'll take Cena over Kane. But it's just one of those things where it's like, you know it's going to happen, but then you start overthinking it. Like, oh, they wouldn't do that. It doesn't make... No, of course, it does make sense. God damn it. You got to learn from the past to understand how much it makes sense. Needless to say, the end of this match was going. It came down to Randy Orton and Roman Reigns for a while. Roman Reigns was headbutting the shit out of Orton. Orton just got... He was already bleeding, but it was busted all... It was nuts. Blood everywhere. And then Kane ends up making the save, helps him out. Kane's holding the ladder for Orton. He's climbing up all bloody, everything. Cena comes in, attitude adjustment to Kane. Knocks out Randy Orton. He runs up the ladder. Superman speed, not an injury to talk about. Grabs the titles, and he's the champions. Triple H and Stephanie were at ringside. Obviously, they were none too pleased. Cena gives them the "You Can't See Me," and John Cena, for the 15th time, as Michael Cole would say, the greatest champion in WWE history. He's got a knack for winning big matches, Michael. Oh, my God. I mean, even in this case, if you've watched my videos in the past, you know I have a saying called, you know, if you prepare yourself for something, it really helps to make it suck less because you've accepted it. But for the first time in a while, I did predict this. I did expect this, and it still so much pissed me off. Oh my God. I'm so sick of John Cena. I'm sorry. And I know I'm preaching to the choir. I'm not trying to convince you guys. I'm rather certain you're all on board with me. Whether who you wanted to win, you know, whether it was like me, you wanted Roman Reigns, just go with it. No matter who you wanted to win, Bray Wyatt, Cesaro, anybody. I think we can all agree that we're a little sick of John Cena, and little's an understatement. So that's it drove me crazy. Like, it takes a lot to get me to be pissed off at everything and just sit there like, Lord goddamn. Ty 1822 was pissed, I guarantee it. That's my boy. Chase Oliver was probably pissed off. Wow, you know what I'm saying? I'll watch the reviews and they're just like, it was great. I'm just kidding. I have faith in them that that's not the case. But we shall see what happens, I guess. There is one man. Ooh. Are we going there? Is it going to happen? Are we going to go there? Is John Cena going to get that one title defense at Battleground against whoever the hell? Maybe another match with Bray Wyatt? Who knows? And then Attitude Adjustment, 1, 2, 3, ding, ding, ding. And then all of a sudden it's like, well, now what? Now what? Oh, Brock mother... This is a good thing. Because if they go there now with Brock Lesnar versus John Cena at SummerSlam, you have never seen... Tim Tebow mode. You have never seen a man support Brock Lesnar as much as I will support Brock Lesnar if that match occurs. Oh my goodness. That's the only good thing about this, is that so much motivation for Brock Lesnar to beat that ass and just make me so happy. Anyways, that's still a long way away. We have a pay-per-view in between. We have a Raw tomorrow. We'll see where it goes from there. We'll get more into the future when we can get a better look at it after Raw tomorrow. So, let me know what you thought of Money in the Bank down below. Were you just so pissed about John Cena as well? Like this video if you support hating John Cena. Yeah. But yeah, so let me know what you thought down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. And that's about it. John Cena salute, guys, because he's the best.